further ado, let's get into, at last, another classic JP and the Beans top 5. Today's top 5 are our top 5 movie or show protagonists, non-comic book division. So if you're in Marvel or if you're in DC, sorry, you are DQ'd. You're disqualified.
I'm about to say we should specify it's more superheroes than anything.
Correct. So if you're coming from either of those realms, you need not participate. Set this one out. This is not for you. So without further ado, our top 5. Beans, you go first.
Well, I feel like I'm going to really set the tone here.
I'm excited for
At number 5, I am taking probably one of the greatest leaders to ever grace the movie screen.
Wow.
And that is Optimus Prime. I have Optimus Prime. If you ever want to be inspired or get chills down your spine, go watch an Optimus Prime speech.
Just listen to him.
Dude, I could go to war for Optimus Prime, and I know I'm not going to do anything.
Yep.
I'm going to get flicked right across the battlefield, and I'm dead. That's how it's going to go. But guess what? I'm out there, dude. I am running full steam ahead. And just think, after the first movie, he's saying Autobots reaching out to the stars, and then Linkin Park is playing in the background, and you're like, let's go. Optimus Prime, awesome. Never. By the way, his voice actor for those movies, phenomenal.
Just tremendous.
Go watch Transformers movies. Those movies are highly underrated,
full of gravel
and overly criticized, extremely.
Yeah.
So go watch those. That's my number 5, Optimus Prime.
I love that. All the flowers to Optimus. All the flowers. What an absolute dude. And even in the most recent iteration in the Transformers 1 movie, where Chris Hemsworth is voicing the earliest version we've ever seen of Optimus Prime, love that movie. Now, Chris Hemsworth is not the voice that I hear in my mind when I'm playing Optimus in my brain, but Chris did a nice job. So, Optimus, great pull. Okay, my number 5 is Maximus from Gladiator, as portrayed by dear sweet Russell Crowe. Just the epitome of dude with sword taking names. Absolutely fantastic. The journey that Maximus goes on from general to slave to gladiator, always battling for good, the tragedy that he endures, where, listen, the movie came out in 2000. It's been 25 years. If you haven't seen it yet, oh my gosh.
I haven't seen it. Go ahead and talk.
I forgive you. I still love you. You got to see it. It's incredible. Maximus is my number 5. I'm just not spoiling it just for you. Good grief. What am I doing as your friend?
I put my fingers...
What as your friend?
I put my fingers in my ear holes so you could go on your spiel.
Unbelievable.
I gave you the floor.
Unbelievable.
That's a good friend.
Okay, I'm tying you up and we're watching that movie. My number 4, that's what it takes. My number 4 is Jason Bourne from
that's a good pull,
right?
I watched that this last year with my mom, because my mom loves those movies so much.
They're so good.
They are good.
They're so good. Now, the original trilogy, absolute bangers. Yes, Matt Damon chose to come back from a 4th movie titled, if I recall correctly, like just Jason Bourne. It was fine. But it just was it doesn't need to be here. This doesn't need, we're trying a little too hard here. So I'm honing in on the original trilogy. When we had our dialogue earlier on this pod about all the creative ways in which John Wick and John Wick folks have killed fools, I'll tell you what, Jason Bourne is the original. Find a creative way to turn an everyday item into a weapon. I can think of pens. I can think of magazines. Books, actually literature comes into play quite a bit here. But Jason, extraordinarily creative, great hand-to-hand combatant, and his journey, listen, the action is the meat of this character, of course, but his journey of self-redemption, really solid. Really
just trying to figure out who he is.
Just trying to figure out who he is. Wouldn't we all like to know? What a great thing. So Jason Bourne, my number 4. Your number 4.
My number 4. We already talked about him. La Baba Yaga, dude.
Yes.
It is John Wick.
Yes.
Keanu Reeves. Can we just talk about the return of Keanu Reeves to the movie screens? I feel like this John Wick movie, the first one, was really what brought him back. And boy, did it bring him back. The storyline was amazing in the first one. they're like, oh, this is really good. Let's do it again. And so they go on this whole journey, 4 movies
Right.
and a spinoff. Each movie, they build off from the last. They don't stay in one lane. They're going to different cities across the world. John is a murder machine, and he is awesome. And everybody, just the way other characters talk about John Wick, like they don't even want to say his name.
No.
Because he is pretty much the angel of death in that world. I love it. John Wick is my number 4.
That's great. And I like what you said too about, hey, the resuscitation of Keanu Reeves back into our daily lives, shall we say. He needed, God bless him, and this is the trade-off, right, when you're in a cultural phenomenon, but his role in The Matrix just made it impossible for a good stretch of time for him to be able to be in just about anything else or any other type of character. That's not to say that he's extraordinarily different in John Wick as in The Matrix, but he's different enough. And it was a strong enough change that, hey, there we go. There's our guy Keanu again. Thank goodness. We gave him something fresh to do. So,
and with a beard and long hair.
Keep it.
Like he came.
Don't you ever go back to that slick-haired Neo crap again. You keep that long hair and that beard.
But like even his look evolved.
Yep.
So, and he's just the nicest guy. He seems like the nicest guy anyways.
And by all accounts, he's just a tremendous human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, John Wick.
Number 4. Great number 4. You're number 3, sir.
My number 3. We're going to Star Wars. I've got my boy, Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
That was my childhood.
Yep.
Okay. One of the key factors in my childhood was Obi-Wan. He was amazing in the first one. He was amazing in the second one. And we can quote Anakin versus Obi-Wan back and forth all day long because that is arguably the best lightsaber fight in all of Star Wars. Arguably. So his character's great. I don't need to say too much about Obi-Wan. It's Obi-Wan freaking Kenobi. By the way, badass name. Okay? Going from Ben Kenobi, old Ben Kenobi, to Obi-Wan.
Is it not just like the best Star Wars name?
It is.
Right? Like if we were to do a top 5 Star Wars names, which, I'm kind of disappointed now that we didn't. Feel like we dropped the ball there, but we'll fire ourselves and then we hire ourselves. It is the best Star Wars name. There's no doubt.
Yeah. So, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And then, real quick, him in his show.
Do it.
Him in his show as well. As not as good as the show could have been.
Yeah, but that wasn't his fault.
No, he was so great in it.
No. Let me spoil this for you. Obi-Wan is my number 3 as well. Okay. So I know.
We're smart.
This is rare alignment for us because I totally agree on the show. He was terrific. Ewan McGregor was terrific. The character of Obi-Wan was a delight to see. And even his character trajectory in that show was fun and enjoyable to witness and to observe. So the fact that we had his character in that most recently produced live action adaptation. We've had the animated version of Obi-Wan, which was excellent. We've had the Obi-Wan in the prequel trilogy. We have the Obi-Wan in the original trilogy. He's tremendous every single time. Great character.
I think he's also the most quotable Star Wars character. Hello there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal line. All right. Phenomenal line.
Well, and this is one of the marks, I think, of a great protagonist is extraordinarily relatable and accessible because the guy goes through more than his share of failure, right? And still comes out the other side. He has that season, of course, where he hermits up a little bit, but that was the best part, I thought, of the Obi-Wan show was when he encounters Leia and he comes out of that hermitage shell. That was tremendous. That was just great to see.
I mean, if you think about the character, failed his master in his head, failed his Padawan, failed the love life, his love interest, which is in the show, the Clone Wars show, failed her. So, those are big things. Those are big relationships to just...
No. Nope.
have to take.
Big L's.
So,
Yep.
yeah, Obi-Wan.
Love that. That's a great number 3. Great number 3. Like I said, my number 3 as well. My number 2 is the character of Wesley from The Princess Bride. This was for me, let's see, when did The Princess Bride come out? 1980.
I respect that pull.
Yeah.
Not at all where I thought you were going to go, but I respect it.
So this came out in 1987, year I was born. All right. And obviously I did not watch it the year I was born, but it's not an exaggeration to say that this was the first live action movie that I saw that really stuck with me in a positive and influential way. The character of Wesley, the dread pirate Roberts, the sword fighting, the swashbuckling, the chasing after his fair maiden, the partnering up with freaking Andre the Giant. Come on.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Andre.
What a great character, both when he is at his physical best and his physical least. A heroic, swashbuckling, self-sacrificing hero. Wesley from The Princess Bride is my number 2. Your number 2, sir.
My number 2, I mean, it's Turtle Power. I got Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles as my number 2.
That's fantastic.
I love Mikey.
That's fantastic.
That's my guy. One of the 3 formative characters that have formed my personality, probably the most, is Michelangelo.
Great.
I love the nunchucks.
Yep.
They're sick. I remember one of the video games you can kick and fly with them. It's hilarious.
It's amazing.
So it's Mikey.
It's great.
I'm not going to go too far into that.
No, good job. Number 2. That's a solid number 2. Your number 1.
My number 1, Indiana Jones. One of my favorite movies of all time. Raiders of the Lost Ark. My grandfather graced the screen as Indiana Jones, and it was fantastic. It's one of the best movies of all time.
It's fantastic.
The third one.
Yep. Oh, The Last Crusade.
The Last Crusade.
So
fantastic.
Yep.
Look, they were 2.5 out of 5. All right? Like, they nailed the first one. They nailed the third one. It's one of those franchises that I'm also just like amazed was not more successful just because the premise of that franchise is so fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you're young enough and I'm old enough to remember. I'm able to remember when that franchise held more what I'm going to call relevancy. It really did. Like it was peak pop culture. And the sad thing is it kind of shot itself in both knees with the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That really was a tough re-emergence of the character, and it would have been a better off. Let's just leave him be. But from what I understand, you saw the 5th one and really enjoyed it, correct?
It was better than the 4th one.
There you go.
It was.
There you go.
Look, with number 5, it was
phenomenal character. You're absolutely right. It's a terrific character.
It's a solid 6. The last one.
Yes.
It's not like I would watch it again, but it's not.
Yeah.
It is not Raiders.
Yep.
It is not Last Crusade. It is not those two.
Yep.
Those two are off on their own.
Yep.
Nothing is better than watching Indy and his dad go back and forth. The fact that relationship didn't move into another movie is insane to me. That blows my mind.
That's
it 100% blows my mind.
Yeah.
So no, it's by far Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Is my number 1.
Love it. Great pick. My number 1 is Aragorn from the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I should have guessed that.
It's been a good guess. You would have nailed it. Again, I'm a sucker for character progression and the path that this character takes and what we get to witness of this character from movie 1. Gosh, it's probably not until an hour into the movie that he comes on the screen. He's originally introduced to us as Strider, which not a bad alias, by the way. Like if you're going to have an alias, good one to pick. And then by the end of the trilogy, he's the High King of all men. He has, most importantly, transformed and taken on an excessive amount of burdens and mantles that no one besides him could bear. Absolutely delightful to see that character progression. My guy Aragorn is my number 1.
Well, there you go.